Every language has these words. Words that sound pretty funny, but when you know what they mean, you might stop laughing or laugh so hard that you will slide off your chair laughing.
In this video, we will show you 10 such words. Words that sound funny but might have an unexpected meaning in English. For each word, we will give you a Dutch sentence to show you how it is used and to get the correct pronunciation. And then we will give you the correct translation for them. So, without further ado, let's start with the first word.
Droogkloot.
This word sounds funny because it sounds like something of a dry cloth, right? Well, no, it means a boring and somewhat hopeless person. You could argue a person that isn't fun to be around.
Hij is zo'n droogkloot. Hij lacht nooit om grappen.
He's such a boring person. He never laughs at jokes. Now, the second word.
Zwijmel.
Here you might think that with the sound of swim-mel, it might mean something funny. But surprisingly, it means something like daydreaming, in many occasions referring to somebody in love who can't stop thinking or dreaming about his or her newfound love.
Ze zat te zwijmelen over haar vakantieliefde.
She was daydreaming about her holiday romance.
En dan nu het derde woord, huilen.
This actually sounds like something kids would say, right? And in a way, it would. But we use it a lot when someone is crying or complaining about something that isn't that bad or serious. So, when somebody is whining about something,
Doe niet zo huilie, het is maar een krasje.
stop whining so much, it's just a scratch.
Het volgende woord is snotneus.
Alright, you have to admit, this one sounds rather funny, and no, it doesn't mean a nose with snot. It actually refers to a young, inexperienced person, and mostly in a very condescending way. Like a brat.
Die snotneus denkt dat hij alles weet.
That brat thinks he knows everything.
Zo, dan gaan we nu kijken naar mopperkont.
This word makes you think of some grumpy old man, or maybe that dwarf out of Snow White. And yes, it is exactly like that. A person who always grumbles. A person for whom nothing is good enough. In other words, a person to not have around you.
Hij is zo'n mopperkont, niets is ooit goed genoeg.
He's such a grumbler, nothing is ever good enough.
Zo, dan gaan we nu kijken naar zeurpiet.
Another word to talk about complainers, or a nag if you want the real word. So, as you can see, we really don't like people that complain too much, although we Dutch are masters at complaining. Like the weather, public transportation, prices and more.
Stop met zeuren, je klinkt als een zeurpiet.
Stop complaining, you sound like a nag.
Het volgende woord is pisang.
This word sounds like it is part of a song, doesn't it? Well, no, it means banana, but is often used in the context of somebody being clumsy, in a ridiculous kind of way. Yeah, those moments we probably laugh at that person over what just happened.
Hij zat daar als een pisang toen hij zijn koffie omgooide.
He was sitting there all awkward after spilling his coffee.
Dan gaan we nu verder met het volgende woord, stinkend rijk.
Well, this does sound rather funny. To be smelly rich, which means to be extremely rich, or as we say in English, someone is filthy rich.
Hij is zo stinkend rijk dat hij een eigen vliegtuig heeft.
He's so filthy rich, he has his own plane.
Dan hebben we nuffig.
Well, this refers to a person that always acts like a smug. Someone who knows everything better than everybody else, who is the expert in everything. You could argue that this is an arrogant person in many ways. Have to admit, I don't like this kind of people. Why, very simple, I am always right. Just ask my students.
Ze doet altijd zo nuffig, alsof ze alles beter weet.
She always acts so smug, as if she knows everything.
En dan nu het laatste woord, kwakkelen.
This word sounds like the quacking of a duck, doesn't it? But no, it has nothing to do with any animal sound, but it has to do with that feeling when you are getting sick, you don't feel well, but for example, don't really get the flu or cold, you just keep on struggling with your health, being sick, but not really sick. Yes, that feeling, well, that is kwakkelen. Funny word. Makes me chuckle.
Hij is al weken aan het kwakkelen met zijn gezondheid.
He's been struggling with his health for weeks.
10 common Dutch words that have somehow a funny ring to them. Words that make you laugh or wonder. Words that you probably will hear frequently.
Be on the lookout for them, or just try them out whenever you can. Don't forget to watch the other videos in this series, and soon you will see that understanding Dutch, or for that matter the Dutch, becomes so much easier.
En zoals altijd, vergeet niet op het belletje te drukken en de abonneerknop. Blijf oefenen en tot de volgende keer.